Good night, everyone. It's Gal again. Tonight's episode will be about what yours is mine and what's mine is mine. So, because Matt came from what he considered an underprivileged upbringing, but still yet privileged because he was Caucasian, he felt that the world owed him something. So he felt that I owed him something. I was working at Serb Hall at the time. Actually, it started at it was at Serb Hall. So I was working at Big Easy and I didn't really get a job, and we went down the path of, oh well, I really need this, so you should buy it for me. I thought, it's okay because we're couples. Couples share money. Couples ask each other permission to do things sometimes, or to purchase something sometimes, because that's what couples do. And in a real relationship, that does happen. But it's because you consider the other person's opinion. You don't just ask because it's the nice thing to do. Their opinion genuinely matters to you, and that's why you ask. But for Matt, it was a control thing. Well, you need to ask me permission for whatever, because that's what couples do. And I was like, okay. But then he'd go ahead freely and go purchase whatever he wanted using my money. I mean, it was terrible. Me being stupid, I gave him my social security number. So then he started racking up credit cards in my name and all that stuff. And it got so bad that we were actually stealing money from his dad's employer to pay off my credit card so we can do whatever he wanted to, whether it was go to a hotel and spend the night together because his parents didn't want us at their house. And a lot of that stuff went on for a very long time. And whenever I needed something, it'd be a hindrance to him, even though it was my money. And he just didn't understand, because in his mind, it all belongs to me. So why are you asking me permission? You're working, so it's my money. We're a couple, but it's really my money. And you deserve to give me what I want because I deserve it, because I was wronged by everyone in my past. I was put in a mental institution because I was suicidal. I threatened to kill myself because I didn't get what I wanted. Everybody goes through those stages. But only the people who want attention talk about how they're going to kill themselves. Because people who kill themselves really do it. And I didn't learn that until a while after that. So it was a lot of what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. So if I wanted a book, I'd have to ask him permission, and then he would give me an allowance to my own money that I made. But if he wanted to buy his friend's stuff, then that was coming out of you-know-whose pocket. And he would go ask his parents for money, and he'd go, oh, God will pay you back. And that's how it was for a very long time. And, it caused us to break up, because I knew that I had to change. And all I know is that for a long time, it was always all about him. And I had to step back and really look at it, because I was so unhappy. So unhappy. But this was the best that I thought that I could get. And then that's what led to the abuse, the physical abuse as well, because I thought that I deserved it. I thought that I was such a stupid human being who wasn't deserving of real love, and that this was the only thing that I would get. So I allowed it to happen. I mean, I remember a night that we were in his parents' managed apartment homes, and his parents didn't like me at all. And his mom actually called me a very homely person, which is fine, I mean, everybody has their own take on beauty. But that's just how his parents were. And so we went into the basement of one of his buildings, the buildings that his parents was managing. And I remember that I was laying on the bed because there was a spare mattress down there because somebody had left it in the basement. And I was laying on the bed and we were laying down side by side and we were just talking about stuff. And he was talking about how angry I made him. You know, it really pisses me off when you talk about other guys. Like, I don't even exist. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We are human beings. We are allowed to recognize another person's attractiveness. It's not like I'm going to go and jump his bone. And it was crazy, but I had such self-esteem issues and I hated myself so much that I was like, you know what? If you want to and it would make you feel better, you can choke me until I pass out. And he did. Until I almost passed out, then it kind of scared him. But that's when I hit my ultimate low. Because at that point, I wasn't talking to my friends. Because he made me isolate myself. He took them away from me, in a sense, because I listened to what he said. Well, I'm your boyfriend and they're your best friend. They should pay me attention. And it's like, no, if we're all together in an environment where we can share that space and talk, then we can all be together. But that wasn't his thing. If it wasn't his friends, it wasn't important. If it wasn't his idea, then my idea wasn't stupid. I wasn't allowed to be an individual of my own making. I was allowed to be an individual of his decision. And it got to the point where I had disappointed everybody in my life. You know, it was just so bad, and I have all these thoughts just rushing at me, and I hurt the people who I love the most because of him. Because I thought I wasn't worth it, so he must be worth it. You know, I hurt my best friend Gao. Yes, her name's Gao. She's my cousin. But I also hurt my best friend Christy. And to this day, I'm so thankful that they took me back into their lives. But I also hurt my best friend Lloyd, and it caused such a rift in our relationship. Because when he started dating somebody, I didn't know about it until much afterwards. And when we finally talked, my opinion of her didn't matter anymore. Not like that would have stopped him, but that's besides the point. You know, these were 3 people who I could tell anything to. And then I hurt my godparents. When we broke up the second time, it was really rough on my godparents because they had took me in because they knew that my parents didn't want me. But I had broken their trust. They had to go out of town, so I went to stay with the Naylands. Thank you, Naylands. You guys are amazing for taking this stray in, and even though she was an idiot and disobedient, you guys still treated her like she was your own. And I remember going back to my godparents' house, the Walkers, and my bag was packed. And now I'm about to get emotional. My godmother met me outside with a packed suitcase. And she's like, honey, we love you so much, but you can't stay here anymore. You lied to us and you broke our trust. And all we want to do is help you. And she told me that as Mr. Walker, as Fred was packing my bags, he was crying. And that broke my heart. And I did it for Matt because we had got to get back together like an idiot. And I'm very fortunate that they had taken me back in their lives too. So it hurts me to know that I broke the love and trust of Gao and Christy and Lloyd and my parents and the Walkers and my siblings, and I couldn't live up to the person who they thought that I could be because I didn't think that I was worthy. Because I gave it all to him. Because that's all that I thought mattered, was that as long as he was happy, then he was eventually going to make me happy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cry on you guys. But that is always something that I may not forgive myself for. So I guess that's enough for tonight's episode, okay? Talk to you guys later.